Happy Friday, everybody. If you are considering selling Medicare and you just don't know whether you want to focus on Medicare Supplements or Medicare Advantage plans, this video is going to be good for you. I'm going to help you guys determine a high-level overview of which one would be the best fit for you. Welcome to Medicare Millennials. Typically, we chronicle our journey on building a large, successful Medicare book of business, take you along for the ride. Today is going to be a little bit more educational. A little bit of disclaimer here. I'm not going into the nitty-gritty details. This is going to be high level for you to just understand the main differences and how it might fit into your business model. So let's jump right into it, guys. I'll start out just by kind of explaining the difference between the two for you brand new people. Medicare Supplements, typically, on average, it skews the middle to upper income demographic. That's not always true, but it skews that way with Medicare Supplements. They generally require underwriting, okay? So health is going to play a huge factor for your prospects and whether you're going to be able to close the deal or whether you're going to be able to acquire that customer. Of course, there are certain situations, turning 65, leaving group employer coverage where they don't have underwriting, but typically you're gonna have to do some underwriting there. Medicare Supplements have a premium. This premium is above and beyond the Medicare Part B premium. It's something they pay directly to the Medicare Supplement Insurance Company, and they do increase over time. Okay, those premiums will increase over time. However, depending which Medicare Supplement plan you select, there are very little copays. So you may have a deductible, or on some plans, some small copays, but typically speaking, they're going to pick up the difference there that Medicare leaves off. So they're going to have real minimal out-of-pocket expense other than their monthly premium. Also, one thing about Medicare Supplements is any doctor or facility that accepts Medicare, they're going to accept your Medicare Supplement. So you can use this anywhere in the country. It doesn't matter if you move from California to New York or anywhere in the middle. Your Medicare Supplement goes with you. So that's a big benefit to beneficiaries. And some of the plans even have international coverage, which is attractive for travelers and things of that nature. One other small thing to point out, if you decide to sell Medicare Supplements, either you need to get licensed to sell prescription drug plans or you're going to have to pass that off because they have to get a standalone prescription drug plan if they choose to. It's not going to be incorporated in their Medicare Supplement. Okay, so that's just a general overview of what a Medicare Supplement looks like. What about Medicare Advantage? So Medicare Advantage is really going to be sold to any income these days. I mean, I think before it was more targeted. Well, even now, it does skew to the middle and lower incomes, and that's one way to target those beneficiaries. However, pretty much any income these days will purchase a Medicare Advantage plan. There is no underwriting, well, except the end-stage renal disease question, which will not be asked from 2021 forward. So there will be essentially no underwriting, no health underwriting at starting the beginning of this upcoming year. There are little to no premiums. So a lot of them are $0 monthly premium plans or even plans that offer to give money back into their Medicare Part B premium. And however, conversely, there are copays associated with the plan. So there could be deductibles, copay to see your doctor, copay when you go into the hospital, or even some instances coinsurance. So that's important to point out. Little to nothing monthly, but you're going to pay some things as you use the coverage. A lot of them do incorporate drug coverage into one plan, so a lot of times you don't need to do both. They are network-based. There's a varying degree of how big and large and flexible that network is, but typically it's going to be an HMO, which is more controlled. You're going to have to stay within a tighter network. You got to get referrals. Or a PPO, which still has in-network doctors they prefer you to go to get the lowest copay, but you have the flexibility to not get a referral or even to go out of network. They're all going to be network-based, though. There are also typically additional benefits that Medicare Supplements or Original Medicare don't provide, and that can be a varying list of things from dental and vision, hearing, transportation to the doctor, food cards, over-the-counter benefits, various benefits that they offer to kind of make the plan more attractive and rich. So there's a general overview of the two different products. Now let's talk about why you would want to sell one over the other. And this is, again, this isn't an exhaustive list. just wanted to introduce the concept and help steer you guys in the right direction. I started out my career selling, I did no Medicare Advantage, and I did focused on Medicare Supplements. Now, at this point in my career, I'm writing almost exclusively Medicare Advantage, but I offer both, okay, because it's situational as well. So why? What did that look like? Well, for Medicare Supplements, let's go over kind of some of the pros and differences from a salesperson's perspective. For one, Medicare Supplements have level renewal commissions, typically only for the first 6 years. So after that 6 years is up, there's a drastic drop off in your commission level. So you either want to potentially go see if you can save money and reset that clock, or you're just accepting that your renewal stream is going to drop off. So that's a negative. A positive would be that there's way less maintenance on a Medicare supplement policy than a Medicare Advantage. Not that Medicare Advantage is too high if you do it right, but there is less maintenance. I rarely get a phone call from a Medicare supplement client regarding maintenance or servicing unless it has to do with their monthly premium going up. Which leads me to another con of a Medicare supplement, which is that the premiums do go up on them. So that's something you've got to keep up with in order to make sure you don't lose your business. Another positive of Medicare Supplements from a sales perspective is there's not near the compliance that there is as far as regulation for Medicare Advantage. So you're able to market more freely. You're able to approach customers in many more ways. You don't have to jump through some of the hoops that you do to sell Medicare Advantage. You don't have to take a hip to sell a Medicare supplement. So I'll end with two cons that really steered me towards Medicare Advantage over time. Number one, it is a bit of a harder sale, believe it or not, simply because the Medicare supplement is going to require an additional premium, okay? So the product itself is a pretty easy sale. And most people want that. They want to know that it's going to pick up where Medicare leaves off. However, anytime that you're getting additional premium out of somebody, that can sometimes make it a harder sale. And then also it's harder to market to. Now there's a lot of guys out there, the Christopher Westfalls of the world, that have really mastered telemarketing for Medicare supplements. But since I do most of my business face-to-face, I just find that I have a harder time generating the amount of leads I want through Facebook or direct mail or some of those methods. So not that I can't be effective at it, but it's harder to generate the number of leads and the interest level for a Medicare supplement, in my opinion, from my experience, than it is for a Medicare Advantage plan. Okay, let's jump over to Medicare Advantage. So why would you or wouldn't you want to sell that? Well, for one positive is that you get level compensation, renewal compensation for the life of the policy, as long as they're still enrolled in the plan and we don't have any legislative changes that would make this any different. You're going to continue to receive the same $255 per year here in Texas for every policy on the books. So that's really exciting, something you got to think about. As long as you keep them on the plan, you're going to receive the same compensation. A couple of negatives is there's more maintenance. So there's just, imagine it's a network-based plan. So one of the biggest servicing things you got to do is help them find doctors that are in network or answer questions about referrals that they're going to need to go to a specialist. How do I use this dental benefit, etc. So you're going to get more of the servicing calls. But you can be proactive. It's not a big deal if you just set the stage up front for the customer on how to address those service questions and let them know when to call you and when they need to call the carrier. There's also more compliance related to marketing Medicare Advantage plans. I won't even get into the details of that, but if you decide to take your AHIP certification, it'll open your eyes to some of the do's and don'ts and the hoops you have to jump through to market these products. However, if you do it compliantly, I find that I'm able to generate more leads and a higher level of interest more quickly to get me in front of these prospects with Medicare Advantage than with Medicare Supplement. And I think that's because, again, a lot of them tend to be lower income and they have those rich extra benefits. So you can that kind of helps generate interest in that product. And then people, of course, love free. Nothing's free, but the little to no premium. And then I think when you're actually in front of a prospect, it's an easier sale. Again, it just goes back to this isn't going to monthly, potentially won't cost you anything additional to what you're already doing. So anytime you're not adding monthly premium to somebody's bank account, that's typically an easier sale. And then finally, like I've already mentioned, I think once you get through the compliance aspect, once you know that you're doing the things that you're only ways that you're allowed to do it, it's easier for me to drum up leads. I mostly do direct mail, but I've done other methods. I've even done educational seminars. Right now, that's kind of shot, but that's a really good route to market these, both MedSup and Med Advantage, or to get potential prospects, educational seminars, and then direct mail leads. I mean, they just eat it up. I get excellent returns when I market to that demographic. Okay, so in a nutshell, what type of demographic do you want to work with? How much compliance are you willing to deal with? Do you want to know that your compensation is level for life or not? But I hope that at least opens a conversation for you and sheds some light on which one might be better for you to focus on. Now, again, I want to reiterate that if you're going to do one, you essentially need to offer the other, or you would be doing a disservice to many of your clients. You need to be educated in both options and really be able to offer it to everyone. But you're going to have a main focus. Your marketing strategy is going to really drive you to one versus the other far more frequently. So you need to make a decision on which one is going to be the staple of your business. I hope this was helpful, guys. Hope y'all had a successful week. I had a really good week. I think I had a couple of things slip through the cracks with 12 Medicare plans. 2 of those actually were Medicare Supplements, had some good life insurance in there. So that's the goal, man. Every week, 5, 10, 15, 20 Medicare plans, you add that to your book of business, we'll be happy campers in a couple of years. If you have specific questions about this video, you can always reach out to me in my email below. And please leave any comments if you would like to see a specific topic covered by us here on this channel. Have a happy weekend, everybody.